Hi, welcome to The Sacred Journey. The Sacred Journey is the program that reminds you that life is a wonderful adventure and each and every experience we have is a unique and perfect opportunity for learning. I'm Joyce St. Germain and I am so excited about our program today. I have with me Kasim Outlaw. He is a wellness educator. He is a friend. He is a talented individual and probably the happiest human, the most well-adjusted individual I know. So welcome, Kasim.
Thank you so much, Jules.
This is exciting. Now, you and I have known each other a number of years,
Mhm.
both from education and from wellness and spirituality. I was so delighted because since I've known you, I have said you have so much wisdom, knowledge, and presence. It needs to be shared on a really grand scale. We are enough. I'm putting the ball in your court because there's so much to share about this. So maybe tell us a little bit about how this came to be birthed. What's going on?
Absolutely. Yeah, we are enough. That's the essential message of the book. But over the course of its creation, it's really become the message that I want to give, like from my soul's seat. You know what I'm saying? Many of us go around in our daily lives and collectively and individually trying to be more, trying to do more, trying to have more. And it seems like it's been expedited over the last couple of years or even over the last decade. When I first started teaching back in 2006, I noticed that we were ramping up all of the expectations on people, not just in education, but just on it from a social standpoint, especially with the advent of social media and advertising and commercialism. And this idea that we need to acquire more or to be more than we are is pervasive. And it can do a number on our mental health and our physical well-being. And, we both have talked, ad nauseum about things being connected and not ignoring that. So acknowledging that we are enough all by ourselves, when we're with ourselves, when we're with others, in those silent moments and on those, grander stages, we have to know that we have everything that we need. And that's pretty much how this book came about. It started off as a meditation. It's a meditation that I learned in an MBSR program at Copper Beach Institute in West Hartford. And it's something that impacted me. I noticed it had a very strong impact on the people that I shared it with. And I decided to add to it and kind of put my own little spin on it. And here we are. We are enough.
Here we are. This is just literally as we speak, becoming available. So
Mm,
I treasure I'll call it an advanced copy that I
yes.
have. And I think when you and I have been chatting, you had talked about, well, there's a children's book. Mm-mm.
Mm,
Yes, and more. Every
yeah.
adult would cherish this. Every single page. Now, remember, my history as an artist and art teacher, I'm so visual.
Mhm.
Every single page is so amazing. I could see a poster, each page. Each page is a message, and
Mm.
not just for kids. I think we all need this freshness.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I kind of read through the script when I first wrote it down, and as I've seen the beautiful life that Amanda has given to it with her illustrations, I know that it's a timeless message and it's universal. So I picture this being read to newborns. I picture this being read while the baby's still in the womb and the mom's sitting there and wanting to convey this message. I see it, grandparents reading it to their grandchildren at bedtime. And, it's
And
something that, yeah,
grandchildren reading it to their grandparents, and maybe
it,
even end of life words.
yes, yes. I mean, it comes from three different vantage points: the I, the you, and the we. So when you read through the book, you'll notice that it has a little something for everybody. So if you're feeling like you're in need of that comforting voice, that comforting message that you are enough, that's in there. If it's read to someone else, you can do it from that perspective, and then the we kind of ties it all together because we're not separate. We're all in this thing together, and
Absolutely. And we are filming this now at the end of January 2022. And let's not ignore that life has changed. So much is happening now through Zoom and everything. And when I saw people's lives changing because of COVID,
Mhm.
because of lockdowns, because of everything, this really became this idea, this concept so much more because people were going, what am I going to do now? How am I going to reinvent myself? What am I going to achieve? What kind of a degree am I going to have? And this just, it's like, you are enough.
Yeah,
And people were like grasping, grasping, grasping of who can I turn myself into? What can I become? Not even looking at, you are
yeah,
enough.
yeah. There's the concept of divine timing has been kind of popping its head into my life experience. And we started a Kickstarter program for this last March at the beginning of what we're going through now. And it didn't pan out the way that we had hoped it would. But the more I reflect on it, I feel like now is the perfect time as we're just about to launch this thing out into the universe. Now's the time when that message really needs to be, transmitted, because so many people have been put through the ringer trying to figure out how to navigate through this. And I think now we're hitting this critical point where people need to hear that no matter what they've been through, no matter where they are in life right now, they are enough. They're safe, they're supported, they're loved, and there's a message out there that's tailored.
And you don't even know that you're doing this. You erase my two least favorite words together in the universe. Yeah, but. This book erases yeah, but. When you um, point out someone's gifts or how wonderful something is, or you just enjoy your life, so many people go, yeah, but, which totally invalidates being in the present moment, knowing that you're enough, knowing that they're enough, knowing that we're all enough. There is no little hint of any yeah buts. This erases them,
Yeah,
it buries them. It just, I just read it and I just let out a sigh of yes, this
mm.
is, and it's so beautifully done. Tell us a little bit about Amanda, her last
Mm.
name, and how you
Yeah,
two came to partner in this.
yeah. Amanda Dokis, she's a former student of mine. I had her in high school, and she graduated in 2014. And then, while we were there as a student, student-teacher relationship, I noticed that she had a wisdom about her, an old soul, so to speak. Sometimes we say that, but very creative, very kind, very compassionate, and very sensible. So I always admired the interactions that we had. And I believe while she was in school, we used to talk about her creativity and the possibility of things to come. So when I actually wrote the script for the book, she was the first person that I thought of. And I sent her a message immediately and said, hey, remember how we used to have the conversations about, doing something creative? Well, what do you think about illustrating a book together, creating this together? She was on board from day one.
Is she a
So
graphic artist now?
she is an illustrator. She's an artist. She graduated from UMass Dartmouth and
Ah,
got her degree in art. And her website is A Docus Illustration, I believe it is, or A Docus Experience. I think it's A Docus Experience.
okay.
I could be butchering it, but I'll
We'll make
connect you
sure
with
that
that.
people can find it. And we'll be sharing your contact info at the end. So we'll not
Yeah,
worry about
thank
that.
you.
We'll make sure people can reach you.
Yeah, she does portraits and all sorts of great work. I mean, in the back of the book, she's got our bio page there with my portrait and hers, and it's absolutely breathtaking. And she actually created the font for the book. So
Oh,
that's her
wow.
own handwriting that she turned into a font and did it. And I think it fits beautifully.
I want to show your picture a little bit
Yeah.
more closely because I have seen this. Let's see if I'm holding it right on
Hmm.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I went, that's you. I
Yeah.
mean, that's not just, oh, yeah, I recognize. No, that's you.
Yeah.
That has your joyfulness, your expressiveness, your inner peace, your willingness to
Mm.
share. She got it.
She nailed it. She absolutely
He
nailed it.
did. So the viewer, the reader, and the viewer can
Hmm.
get to know a little bit more about who you are.
Yeah.
We have a lot of time to go in so many different directions. I have to hope and
Hmm.
expect this is only one little piece on a path that you might be embarking upon. I don't
Yeah.
want to put words in your mouth, and I don't want to give
No.
you an assignment, but come on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the funny thing is that I wrote two more books, two more scripts for books right after this. So I was so excited and enthusiastic about this creative process that I said, okay, well, what else am I doing? What else am I bringing to the world that could be turned into something like this? So I've got a couple others. I'll kind of keep those under wraps right now, but they're essentially the same, cut from the same cloth. Meditations that I've practiced with others that seem to have a very powerful effect on them, and turn them into these kind of to be illustrated guides and reminders for people. You know, gratitude is a huge um, part of my life and my daily life. I reflect on it often, how fortunate I am to have this wonderful gift of life and all the things that come with it. So that is kind of what I'm moving forward with. You know?
Okay. And we know that you're going to come and share your future
Yes,
creations at the Sacred Journey and with our viewers. You
absolutely.
have a son who is how old?
He just turned 8 at the beginning of January. Yeah.
His response.
He loves it. He loves the book. I mean, he's been my sidekick throughout the whole creative process too. You know, I'm showing him images, and even at some points during this process, I had him drawing some of the things, some of the images that I was conceptualizing. So he's a artist himself. He wakes up every morning and draws and sketches, and I've got him working on some projects of his own. But I would love to do a father-son collaboration with him one day when he feels ready to do it.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. And
Yeah,
that's
and
wonderful.
the main character in the book is actually somewhat modeled after him. You know, we took his curly hair and his joyful face and kind of put that energy into the book. So he's a very big part of the inspiration for this.
I see a resemblance. So
Yeah.
I think that's really cute. I don't know how much you want to give away, but
Mhm.
is there a page or two you would like to have an author read? You, the author, read? Do you have?
Wow. You know what? I will. Let me just find out where it is.
And if you tell me
Okay.
where, I'll hold it up.
So it is the page that looks just like this. It's about
Okay,
halfway through the book.
exactly which page. Go ahead, you read it and I'll hold it.
Okay. And I before I even start to read it, I will say that this happens to be one of Dr. Bernie Siegel's favorite lines as well. He told me
Oh, that's a pretty good,
this. Yeah, I got a
yeah,
nice
that's a
cosign.
pretty good seal of approval there.
Yeah.
Okay, an endorsement. That's a good
Okay.
one. Okay.
You are made of much more than what's heard or what's seen. You're the divine expression of what love and light mean. What you are is enough. And when you look at the page to the side with the illustration there, and you've got all of these positive, affirming words: joy, love, strength, peace, spirit, creativity, unity, and positivity, all things that we want to embody ourselves, but also gift to our children, give them the opportunity to sit in those and get comfortable in those spaces. So that way they're not overwhelmed by any of the less than stellar feelings and emotions and experiences that they might encounter here. And the funny thing is, you know, I've talked with Amanda through the creative process about this, and then just set her loose. You know, I trust her completely with kind of relaying the message that I've written down in her artwork. And every time I was blown away, totally blown away by what she came up with, because it was almost like she read my mind. And
Yeah.
she did that page after page.
Well, you had her as a student in
Hmm.
high school,
Yes.
and I believe I know, but I'll ask you, what subject did you teach? We'll share with everyone.
Physical education.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you have her for more than 1 year? Did you get to grow together, or 1 year? I don't know how.
Uh, I believe, and you know, memory escapes me, it gets a little foggy, but I believe we only had 1 year of class together. Now, the fortunate thing about my department, my area of education, is that I get to see all the kids in the building. And even if I don't have them personally in class, you know, I see them in the gymnasium, I see them in the health class, I see them in the hallways or at lunch duty. So I always try to make myself available and, you know, connected to all the kids.
And you're hard to miss, both in personality and
Yeah.
in appearance. You're,
Mm.
now, to me, you're a pretty tall guy, and you have this
Hmm.
um, exuberance about you, not to mention really long
Yeah.
dreadlocks.
Yeah.
And there we go. And this presence. I mean, when we first met, I think we immediately drew a connection. I
Yes.
was teaching for the Graduate Institute, and you were working on your master's there
Hmm.
in integrative health
Integrative health and healing. Yeah.
healing. Okay, I had to remember which of the programs you were in.
Mm.
And there is just something so sincere. And I know our viewers don't know you, but they know me. And so I
Yeah.
am saying that this is a person who truly lives the life he looks like he does. What's around you is not staged, the living things,
No.
the music, the things you're talking about, they're not forced. This is not, what am I going to try to present to people and make it sellable? No,
Mm.
this is who you are. This is what you believe in, and this is what you teach. And I know that you were the 2020 Teacher of the Year at your high school.
Yes.
That doesn't
Yes.
happen easily. So, um, congratulations. Now, we will be sure that people know and understand how to reach you. And we're doing another show together in
Yes.
just a little while, so people can look to see you again on an entirely different topic, really different topic.
Mm.
And we have a few things up our sleeve for the future. But we have about, I'm going to say about 5 minutes left.
Okay.
What do you want to be sure that people understand, either about the book or the message behind it, or maybe even some inspiration about how to take what's in here and maybe find a way to share it?
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I always recommend to people, and this is kind of what the book serves as, is to develop a contemplative practice, something that nourishes your spirit on a regular basis. I dare to say every day, multiple times a day, whenever you feel you need it, but staying consistent with something that aligns your spirit, aligns your soul, with the message that you want to give to the world. Um, Focus on that, and allow this book, if it may, to be a guide for you. There's so many different resources in life that we could tap into, and it was just kind of my gift to the world to try to bring this to light and be an offering, because there's so many experiences that we're going to have, and many of those may be challenging. I don't want to call them unpleasant, because I think we have the ability to alchemize and transform our situations for the better. But sometimes things are challenging. There's plenty of obstacles. We've seen that over the last 2 years, and we'll continue to see that. So developing a time for yourself that you're disciplined with and consistent with, that's enjoyable, to help settle your soul, to help calm the mind, to help you remember that you are enough. I am enough. We are enough. And I think that if we hold that close, we'll be able to walk through life a little more graciously and gracefully.
Yeah. And it's simple. It sounds
Mm.
simple because it is simple.
Hmm.
And I think you hit the nail on the head. Being consistent. It is like, people think, oh, meditation or contemplation, you got to shut out the world for 20 minutes and you've got to, no, 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 no. A moment of gratitude, a moment of awareness, but consistency is important. And just the back of the book, may I read this?
Yes, you may. Yes, you may.
What I have is enough. What I do is enough. What I am is enough. I am here and I am alive, and that is enough. What you have is enough. What you do is enough. What you are is enough. You are here and you are alive, and that is enough. What we have is enough. What we do is enough. What we are is enough. We are here and we are alive, and that is enough. I mean, you can't help but go, ah, because I think intrinsically we all know this, but we don't stop and take the time, either because we're not invited to, we don't realize that we can, or we're always busy looking or thinking that we need to be somewhere ahead of where we are. And this is such a wonderful and gentle reminder. I'd love to see this in every library, in every home, in every age, whether you have children or not. I can even see this being with people who have a terminal illness or are in hospice, people in the medical profession, people in the helping or healing profession. The simplicity is magical.
Yeah.
But the illustration is just like when you look, you go, oh, there's a caterpillar there. There's a caterpillar in this one. There's a bunny here. There's a bee. There's a
Yeah.
butterfly. Look at the little child with their wagon. Look at what's in the wagon. Just so many of, like at first glance, oh, a shovel. No, it's a musical instrument. Flowers, all the things that bring joy and beauty.
Yeah, Amanda really outdid herself in terms of the depth of the illustrations. You know, when you're reading through it and you're just kind of glancing through the pages, there's a lot to be overlooked. And once you spend a little more time taking a deeper dive, you'll notice some of the stars, some of the clouds, some of the things that are in the background that are very intricate, and integral in the message.
Yeah. Like these could be
Yes.
viewed as Tibetan prayer flags, they could be chakra flags, they could be just all-inclusive colors. And I have to mention the table.
Yes.
I know you practice a very, very healthy lifestyle as vegan. And this looks certainly like vegan / vegetarian / really healthy, wholesome food. And that was kind of a joy to see. So we have like a minute left, Kasim, which I know went by quickly, but what do you want to be sure that our viewers take away? Final message, your gift to all of us.
Well, just always remember that you have the power to create the beautiful life experience that you came here to enjoy. When I think about my life here and our lives here on this planet, I always look at it like we came from somewhere else and now we have the ability to enjoy this life here. So by remembering the power that we have, we can allow some of those less than stellar experiences to bounce off of us and really absorb the things that we're grateful for and appreciative of. And that's kind of the message of the book. And I'm hoping to empower people with that sense of confidence and courage as they go forward into anything that they do. The book is one facet of my message. It's one part of who I am. And I'm hoping that it gets to reach as many people as possible.
Well, thank you so much. We're honored that you chose The Sacred Journey and our viewers to share it. And it's always wonderful to see you and to work with you. And we have a couple more shows that we will be doing. So we'll let our viewers know that they'll be able to find you again. And I'll give all your contact info.
Awesome. Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us on The Sacred Journey. We'll catch you next time.
The water's warm at Jaws Pond, and we're stocked full of treasures. Big or small, we buy it all. We buy and sell fast rides, power tools, vintage guitars, and so much more. Walk the plank in style with our fine jewelry, diamonds, and watches. Plus, we have a huge selection of the latest video games, including the new PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Jaws Pond, conveniently located on Meriden Waterbury Turnpike in Southington and West Main Street in New Britain.